Remember, kids, drink you some water. Water is good for you. Okie dokie. Today is an unusual video. Sorta, somewhat, kind of, you know. I guess it's more of like... It's a costume piece thing that I think is cool, and I want to share and talk about it. So, here we go. So not that long ago, a movie came out, and I thought it was a decent movie. I was in kind of a poopy place, and I was like, man, I want to go watch that movie. And I watched it in the theater, and I was like, man, that was a cool movie. I was happy with that movie. That was a good movie. Awesome. And it inspired me. It inspired me to buy a video game device, and I had a great deal of fun with that video game device. And I'm still having fun. I'm playing the current Zelda game. Still haven't beaten it. I'm like, you know, I'm sure I'm close to beating it. But the point is, I've had a lot of fun with this. And wow, lo and behold, there's a convention coming. Oh my goodness! And who's guesting? Why, Charles Martinet? Mario will be there? So I wanted to go, and I wanted to be Mario. So I went looking around, and you know, I found all the accoutrements I needed, and I was Mario, and it was great. And I got autographs from Mario, Princess Peach, and Bowser. And I will go ahead and just say that all three of those people are very lovely, and I'm quite happy that I got to meet them. But the video is about specifically the Mario hat. And this is the hat that I wore when I got to meet those three lovely people and get autographs. And I am still quite happy with this hat. It's pretty daggum spot on for Mario's hat. I want to talk about this hat and three more of basically the same hat, because the head, the face, the wig, the helmet, whatever it is, this is the most important portion of any costume. That is a rule of thumb for me. That's something I stick to, but I believe that's relatively true for anything you're doing, whether you're making a model or doing a painting or doing a costume, because that's the sort of general thing I'm talking about, is that you want the head, the face, the thing that people are going to look at, you want that to look correct and good and wonderful. So, today, Mario's hats. Here actually, I have two of them. This one still has its tag, but it's Mario's hat, and you can see that this is, you know, it's got the official Nintendo seal of approval on it. But the company that you need to keep in mind is this right here, Bioworld. Yes, Bioworld. They are the ones who make this particular Mario hat, and they make a few other hats as well. This, of course, is just Mario's plain old hat. This one that I had a second ago, this one is Mario's hat, but it had the Tanuki ears on it, and I removed those because at the time I could not find a standard, normal, just regular Mario's hat. I could only find the Tanuki hat. So I removed the ears, and now I technically have two hats. I have a proper one and one with the flubs on it. Of course, they also make Luigi's hat, so that's 3 of 4. And lastly, out of the hats that I have the white Mario Fire Flower hat. Bioworld potentially has other variants available for those of you who want them, but these are all the hats that I have. Wait, there we go. So I have Mario, Luigi, Mario. Now, taking into consideration that all 4 of the hats are essentially the same hat, I'm just going to show you this one for now. So if you go on, say, Amazon, Google, or you know, any other search engine or place of shopping on the internet looking for Mario's hat, you're going to find a small variety of hats. You will find plenty of people who sell just a regular baseball cap with an M on it, or L, or whatever you're looking for. Or you will find one that's sort of, it's like pie slices that go all the way around the head, and then there's like a strap band that go around with the sort of the bill of the hat coming off. That's the best way I can describe that hat. And it's got also the center pip that you see on like a baseball cap. It's sort of like a baseball cap with an extended band going around it to allude to a news cap type of hat similar to Mario's. But those hats, no. They are not up to snuff with what Bioworld has available. Because if we look at Mario's hat, it's a very distinct shape. Look at that. We can also look at Luigi here and see that the front of the hat should be taller, come up, and then round down, and then round again to get that sort of shape to it. Like, you see what I'm saying? You see that form factor right there? Yeah, that's what we want, right? And Mario being Mario, the art direction, I would say, is very cartoony. And this hat follows suit with that cartoony aspect of it. I mean, look at that. We get that taller front, it rounds over and then swoops down and back, and then finally rounds in at the very back of the hat. That's a good thing. That looks like Mario. That freaking sells it, man. And the embroidered M on the various hats, and of course the L for Luigi. I mean, it looks good. It looks right. It looks how Mario's hat should look, and Luigi's, etc., etc. These hats they're well made in that regard, and they give us the form factor we want because I believe there's stuffing in these. They're padded, and so they hold their shape very, very well. Even the brim of the hat, like you can see as I squoosh that, like there's foam in there. That holds its shape, and it looks right. It looks good. It looks how what Mario hat should look. Of course, at the back as well. Excuse me, I have a bit of a head cold. At the back of the hat, we have elastic, so if your cranial zone is a little bit bigger or smaller, this will help. That tag is in the way. The elastic will help it to fit on your head a little bit better. But I think, generally speaking, this should work for everybody. My head isn't exceedingly big. I believe my hat size, I've got a 24-inch circumference of my head. Let me double check that. Tape measure. Hat go off. And let's check. So right above the ear, always round, except that I'm kind of goofing that up. There we go. Okay. And as you can see right there, I'm holding it a little, not tight or anything, and I'm about 23 inches around my head. So there you go. My brain zone is about 23 inches, and you can see that fits on me pretty good. This one, this hat, the one with the tag, it's a little bit, I feel like the elastic is holding it a little tighter compared to the modified Tanuki. I dropped it. So the one I modified and took the Tanuki ears off of, it feels like it fits a little bit looser on that elastic compared to the unmodified regular Mario. So that tells me there's a little bit of variation between the hats that Bioworld is making. So keep that in mind as you buy these things. So here is Mario's hat, which we've seen already a few times. Our good boy in green, Luigi's hat. Very nice. Personally, my favorite of the power-ups, the fire flower. I like the color scheme thing they do with fire flower, and it's a really helpful power-up in many of the Mario games. I guess I should also show this too, but on the inside of the hat, there's also a tag, Super Mario, and it's got a 2023 copyright. All of these four that I have the same tag, the same copyright and everything. Again, get a good look at the tag. Good look at the tag. And they all have this piece of cardboard on the inside, kind of a liner thing. So I guess now, having removed that piece of paper, yeah, it fits the same. It didn't change really anything. But I guess for shipping purposes and storage purposes, like at whatever store or warehouse, I guess it's just to kind of keep the hat in shape so it doesn't get damaged. But I mean, my modified Tanuki Mario hat, I took that paper cardboard piece out a long time ago, so I don't see any reason to keep it. So now that's really all I have to share about these Mario hats as far as what they are, what they look like, their hats. I've probably talked more about these hats than the average person would talk about them, but regardless, my point is that I really like these. They're really nice. And if you're interested in doing a Mario costume, or if you just want to get a Mario hat, look for these Bioworld hats. Now, that's where my one problem or complaint really comes in. These are sometimes hard to find. So around the time that the Mario movie came out and I wanted to get a Mario costume together and I wanted a good hat, I found the Bioworld hat, but I had a really hard time finding a normal one. And that's why I bought the Tanuki hat and removed the ears. And like you can see, there's a pen line on there, and there's also stitching lines. The stitching lines are from where I actually used a seam ripper and removed the ears. And the pen line, I assume, is something that was done in manufacturing. I assume they put the pen line on there to either guide a robot or a person to go, hey, put the ears there. So it's one of those unfortunate things. These are potentially hard to find sometimes. So when I saw this one and the Luigi one on Amazon, I was like, yo, I'm buying those. You know, I'm of course keeping the Mario one, but the Luigi one is actually going to a friend of mine. So there you go. So in the description, I will leave links to as many of these hats as I can find, whether they be Mario, Luigi, Fireflower. I'll just look for links and I will leave them in the description below. Thank you so very much for watching my video. I appreciate you sticking with me to the end. If you enjoyed what I had to do here today, then feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that other good stuff. And we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and have a good day. Also, I got a bit of a haircut.